Hi there. Welcome to the Cult of Cinema. And tonight we're doing an unboxing for series 26, really. Put season on there, even the UK edition, put season on there. Kind of bothers me, but since he said it that way, I'm going to title it that way in the in the thing. So for those that missed out on my last one, I did a complete unbox, like complete overview of all my Doctor Who. The video ran 97 minutes long, and so far only 200 people have seen it. So spread the love on that particular one. Now, if you've seen any of my other stuff when it comes to to Doctor Who in any of the seasons, then or if you live in North America, hey Cinematech, hey Alan, hey Nethead, you're probably used to this. You've probably seen something that looks kind of like this. Sometimes it'll have a slipcover, sometimes it won't, most of the times it won't, to be honest with you. Now, this is my first time getting a UK edition of one of these seasons. Now, for people that don't know, the UK editions are limited editions. They do go to print. They go up in price a lot once you go to print. Hey, David, welcome. By the way, I haven't got back to your comments. You corrected me on some things, which I really appreciate. And thanks so much for watching the video, by the way. Hey, Mark, good evening. Because I will get a few things wrong every video. And I expect you guys to be on your game and feel free to correct me at any time. That is what I am here for. I know how you feel. So this is season 26. If, for the uninitiated, this would be the last season of not series of Doctor Who for a long time. There would be a TV movie in around, hey Nethead, welcome. In around 1995, I think, if I'm correct, David, I think I got that right. And you wouldn't see any more Doctor Who till 2006. That's when Russell T Davies would bring it back. So for people who want to kind of figure out my age or something like that, I was graduating in 1989. This was going off the air in 1989, and as I mentioned before in some videos, I was going into acting. I'm off by a year with that, 2005. I was going into acting in 1989, and one of the big things that I wanted to do was I wanted to guest on Doctor Who. It got canceled, and I changed what I was doing. Crazy but true. Season 26 is a favorite of mine. We'll talk a little bit. Hey, Ricky, welcome, man. About the Cartmel plan and how I thought it could have revitalized the series. Unfortunately, we did not get to see the. So this is the back. This kind of it slips off. But don't worry, I will be able to tell you. Hey, JR, we're not true yet. So this thing is massive. If you just to put it alongside, this is the North American release of a typical Doctor Who series. This is the UK release. So just take that in for a second. On the back, we'll have the season 26 Doctor. There's a lot of really cool stuff. There's a lot of good artwork on here. You see Anthony Anley's master on here as well. Oh no, they're still doing the UK, the North American releases. But from here on out, I'm a huge Doctor Who fan, and I will be eventually going over to Morocco, inshallah. Then, what I want to do, yeah, he is in Hobbit. Yeah, is get these here sets. I have the upcoming Tom Baker, that's series 14, which I probably started like in mid series 13. Have a good night, Ricky. Hope to see you here next time. But series 14 was probably my full first season of Doctor Who that I ever saw. So you have seen things from Battlefield. There's some great stuff in here. Curse of Fenric. There's some great stories. So when you open this up here, because I want to show you guys, like, really kind of get it across here well. This is how it opens up. So look at this first. This is like, as you see, the Doctor outside of his TARDIS. He's got his umbrella. They re-released the 12th series, which is coming out soon. I don't know quite sure yet. Within 6 months is our goal date. Yep. Character from Willow. So it opens up like this. And as you can see, this is Doctor from Survival. That's the last serial. And inside of it, you can see the TARDIS console. That's okay, dude. As soon as I know, you guys will know. So let's see the booklet and see exactly what's in here. So this is if you've ever seen like what passes for a booklet in the North American releases, it's one page and stuff is written on there. So this is an actual limited edition booklet. It's got the great Sylvester McCoy, who's a very underrated doctor, by the way. We don't? Oh, we don't, do we? It's been a long time since I've seen this. This one really gets into kind of, if I remember correctly, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Dave, by the way, kind of gets an ace. This is a very ace-centric one, season, and it was definitely setting up for where Andrew Cartman had planned to go with Ace, and his initial plans was to eventually have her go to Gallifrey and learn from the Time Lords. That was kind of his idea. That's what he wanted to do. He was also setting up the Doctor to become more mysterious again and to say kind of almost like predated the Time Lord. He was more than a Time Lord. And there's hints of Cartman's plan, like a little nuggets of Cartman's plan coming back. But feature-wise, this is incredible. So I'll read it out and I'll show you the disc and that afterwards, so way everything looks. But we get the Battlefield TV version, the 4 episodes. It was originally aired in 1989, newly restored for Blu-ray. There's an audio commentary with Sophie Aldred, Nicholas Courtney, Angela Bruce, Ben Aronovich, right? Good name. And Andrew Cartmel. I haven't listened to those yet. I've listened to a few being finished, but not enough. An optional 5.1 surround sound. There's a nice little music soundtrack for this one. Infotext, it's the trivia thing to use. A season 26 press trailer, that's what we saw before it came out when they announced it. BBC One trails and continuities, that's on here. I don't think this is on the, I'd have to look back, but I don't think it's on the North American versions. I'm not quite sure though. There are a couple slight differences that were omitted here that were like BBC, I guess BBC centric. No, I'm not sure on this one, but on like the first release there was actually. HD photo gallery, Battlefield Special Edition, which is a feature-length special edition of the story, contains material excised from the original episodes, enhanced special effects, 5.1 surround sound, and a PDF written archive, which is production, paperwork, stuff like that. On the second disc, which is really cool, we get a second disc for Battlefield, which is a Blu-ray. It has a VHS version of Battlefield, which honestly is probably how I saw it back in the day before. I know I did see like the PBS version, but I remember Battlefield on VHS as well. There's a making of on here. We got writing Battlefield, like the writing process behind the sofa, which is what their new. It's kind of the goggle box thing that they do with Doctor Who, where basically on this one you got like Sylvester McCoy, Sophie Aldred, Anika Polly, wow, Janet Fielding, Teagan, Sarah Sutton, Nissa, and 13th Doctor writers Peter McTeague and Joy Wilkinson join the sofa. And basically what they do in this is they're watching the show and they're kind of commenting on it. I'm very actually intrigued to see what the 13th Doctor writers are going to have to say, because I know they're strongly influenced by, like, Chibnall's strongly influenced by Cartmel, and he's strongly influenced by the early John Pertwee stuff as well. It's really obvious if you watch it. I didn't know that. You can learn a lot here. Guys, listen to David's comments or read them because you can learn a lot from his stuff here. We got gallery effects, Becoming the Destroyer with Marek Anton, basically how he became the character. Studio location footage, water tank footage. Because, yeah, there was a serious accident. Could have been serious with the water tank. Definitely worth checking out. Didn't know the footage was there. Noel's Saturday Road Show. I guess it's Noel Edmonds, right? Yeah, Noel Edmonds, who was like a kind of a staple of back then. Nicholas Courtney tribute on here, which should be fantastic. Because I've never owned any of the ones. Like, see these here? I don't think I've owned any of these in any format right now. So these are, this series here, it's a complete series. Series 26 is completely new to me. Now, I was like, I've seen it before when I was younger, but I've never owned any of them on any format, whether it be VHS, I think it might have been Battlefield a long time ago on VHS or DVD. So I don't have any of them now. In fact, the only ones that I've got are Paradise Towers and the two that came with the Ace Adventures, and neither one of those are from Series 26. We got a Gene Marsh featurette on here. There's some great write up on the story, and I love the artwork. They do some great stuff on here. Like they do some massive write ups. Silver Nemesis, right on. I love Silver Nemesis. A lot of people hate it, David, but I actually liked it. I'm a huge Cyberman fan. So, this season of Doctor Who, it's big for me. Cybermen have a big part in it, and beware the lone Cyberman. Ghostlight is, again, it's another one that I truly did love. We got a commentary by Sophie Aldridge, Mark Platt, the writer of it, Andrew Cartmel, and Mark Iris, who is the composer, and I probably mispronounced some of those names, just to let you know. 5.1 surround sound mix, isolated music score, infotext. There's an extended work print on here, a brand new 3-part extended work print of Ghostlight, blending the original episodes with lower quality deleted footage. So, hey, welcome. Welcome, Daz. So that's kind of cool. We got Behind the Sofa, again, a making of documentary, deleted and extended scenes, studio footage, Mark Platt interview, recorded back in 1990 at a convention. Little Girl Lost, a look at one of the series' most fondly remembered companions, Sophie. BBC's Trials and Continuities, HD photo gallery and PDF written archives. So, again, there's more pictures on the inside of here, and I do have to say, worth checking out, dude. Worth checking out. And I love the artwork. I really do love this artwork here. Like, there's a real write-up. This is not like I thought there'd be like a tiny blurb thing. No, there's a real write-up. We're going to disc 4. Disc 5 is The Curse of Fenric. It's a favorite of mine, actually. I don't think there's a series in 26 that I don't like. I like them all. Curse of Fenric, the original TV version, the 4-parter. Audio commentary with Sylvester McCoy, Sophie Aldridge, and Nicholas Parsons, who played Wainwright. 5.1 surround sound mix, isolated music score, infotext, commentary footage. So commentary footage as well, okay. Curse of Fenric special edition, a feature-length version, a story featuring deleted scenes, enhanced special effects, and music scores, with a 5.1. I like Tom Baker. Everybody's got their own favorites, but yeah. So it's nice to go back and to see that. We actually lost a big actress. So today Kirk Douglas, of course, died yesterday at 103. Though I think that's you lived a good life at 103. Sadly, we also lost Diane Thorne, who played Ilsa. And I'll talk about that a little bit later. But I was a big fan of Diane Thorne and a lot of stuff that she did. And if you don't have it, she actually did a movie that is on Vinegar Syndrome. There's a part double feature she was in. You get special edition featurette, Mark Aries. I'm sure I got his name pronounced wrong. Interview, a HD photo gallery. On disc 5, you get an extended VHS cut. Well, I'm still doing it, Dave. Don't worry. I'm at the book club right now, which is bloody brilliant. VHS cut, 1981, which previously unseen a VHS release. That's kind of cool. Making of documentary. This is new for this Blu-ray, because apparently when they did Curse of Fenric originally, for some reason, although Curse of Fenric is a really highly regarded Doctor Who episode, serial. We'll go with that. It never had a making of on its original release, which is really, really baffling, actually, especially since so many people were still around at the time. We got Behind the Sofa again, an Ian Briggs interview. We got a Ken True interview. He's the costume designer. Location and FX footage, location footage. Take 2, location report screened as part of the BBC 2 children's show. A prosthetics featurette. Convention footage. PDF written archives, and we get into like some great artwork again. I gotta say, I don't know who does the artwork on here, but it's bloody brilliant. I'm actually super impressed with the way that this has been done. Curse of Fenric's a really, really good episode. That is one that I do recommend. Like once you don't let it be your first episode, but once you've seen some Doctor Who, then you'll understand. Hey Tommy, welcome, man. We're talking Doctor Who right now. So we got Survival, and this is the last episode, the last serial of Doctor Who. classic series. And we got an audio commentary with Sylvester McCoy, Sophie Aldred, and Andrew Cartmel. There's an alternate audio commentary on this one as well. Definitely, I would agree with that. With on part 3 only, featuring winners of a Doctor Who magazine competition. So that'll be interesting to see or to hear. 5 points for an audio mix, isolated music, soundtrack, info score, a making of documentary, 2-part making of here. Behind the sofa again, deleted extended scenes, outtakes now and then, location footage, the writer's room. I'm really excited to see the writer's room for this because David just mentioned too that they did the writer those ones on the Big Finish audios. See, because I'm guessing they're not only going to talk about the writing from. I'm a big Pinball fan actually. Not only going to talk about like a season 26, but they'll probably talk about like season that never was. Script fraction is something that I really like, and basically what that is. My daughter works at a Starbucks. No, my daughter works at a bank actually. Oh, they don't? Oh, shoot. There was a featurette. I'm not sure what it was on. I think it might be on. I'm not sure if it's on the original Survival or if it was on. But I remember watching a featurette where they talked about the other series. Tom Fields. Oh no, at maybe drinking there, but she doesn't work there. She works at a. She works at a bank. Well, there's the Panopticon archive. That's the convention thing. HD photo gallery and PDF written archive. Now, one of the big things on these sets is always going to be. Oh, I love this artwork. Look at this. Is always going to be the bonus disc, and I'm stoked about this bonus disc. This one in particular, and on this one there's Sophie Aldred in conversation. Oh, that's right, that's the one, because I watched that a lot. So they usually run, and I'm not quite sure, I'm going to guess this one's going to be similar, usually run around 60 minutes or so. Are there any sales on it? Not that I know for, actually. not that I can think about. There's a few things here and there. Showman, there's like an 80-something minute long documentary on the life of John Nathan Turner. I'm actually really interested in that. Endgame. Oh, I look at what might have happened had Doctor Who continued in 1990. Contributors include, yeah, that's the one I saw. The Seventh Doctor Revisited, a documentary made in 2013, celebrate the 50th anniversary. Who, Peter, 1963-1989, presented by Jeneth Jones and featuring contributors Russell T. Davis, like, I guess talking about like the Blue Peter years. And there's a Blu-ray trailer, of course, and a PDF written archive. So that's what's on the set. So let's put this back in and look at the discs one at a time, and we'll see how it goes. So for those that came in late, I figure it would be. You can see, as David pointed out, the console that we won't see in the series because they don't go inside the TARDIS. So that goes in here, goes back up, and let me make sure I do this right. And it folds up to make this. So as you can see, this right here is Battlefield Disc 1. These are all Blu-rays. And these here, I'm not quite sure if these are, maybe they're region locked or not, I don't know. But I'll check. This is number 2. So we got to the, is this Ghostlight? Yeah, I think it's Ghostlight. To have every season, every collection set they put out so far. But I had the North American ones before, but I'm going to be going for these from here on out. This is Curse of Fenric. I love the fact that these have like actual like pictures from the stories on it. In the North American edition, they just have one picture to go through all the discs, and they put the title there. This is the second disc for a Kublai movie, Curse of Fenric. We get the disc 6, which is Survival. Disc 7, which is the bonus disc, and if you take it out, that like there's with every collection set, because I do watch the unboxings for these. Jason Arnoff has a really good channel for that type of stuff. He's actually a writer. This is the Colin Baker, sorry, Sylvester McCoy. You know, when you see the opening of Doctor Who, this was his. His face comes up. I like this silver face. I actually did. I thought it was cool. It took me a while to get used to it, you know. It took me a while to get used to his opening, actually, because I was so used to the original opening, and I do like that now in Doctor Who they've gone back to a much more 70s, early 80s like style opening for Doctor Who. So, for those who haven't seen this, this is the season 26, the last season of Doctor Who. They're being put out in random order, so you gotta collect them as best you can. They come out. The next one coming out is season 14, and if you have not collected, actually I thought he was a very strong Doctor. I thought he had a very weak start because he didn't know how to write for them. This is the UK set date. But when Andrew Cartmel got in control, and especially if you've listened to any of the Big Finish audios with Sylvester McCoy, and those are some of the ones that I have been more interested in, he is probably one of the strongest Doctors. And when it comes to audio, him and Colin kind of like top it for the strongest audio Doctors for me personally. I haven't listened to the Tom Baker one since they started those. And Peter Davison, I like him. He seems like a nice guy, but his Doctor, to me, when I was a kid, was kind of bland, and his audios tend to not be for me as much. I haven't got through one yet, and I had a few, but hopefully, eventually I will. But this is the set right here. It has a, as you can see here, there's a slip, which I'm going to put on here. But I think this is season 20. Is that one coming out too? So that is... I don't have the sweater. I would love that sweater. Abby Shot actually put that out, I think. The vest, actually. But I never got it. The only two things I've gotten so far, like when it comes to that, is I got the David Tennant's coat, like the big long brown one. And I have of course, the 12th Doctor, Peter Capaldi's black coat with the lining, kind of, which was reminiscent of, in many ways, of like the John Pertwee era, and I'm a huge John Pertwee fan. What's sad about season 26 is it probably has kind of like some of the best stories in the later era. Like I like Colin Baker and I like some of the later stuff, but I'm not like blind to the fact that they were working on a limited budget. Some of the scripts that they were getting in the later years were not up to snuff, as opposed to some of the other stuff. Especially, and I hate to say this, but like Pip and Jane Baker, like not so, not really big on a lot of their stuff. I don't know if I don't think I've seen any of the Klein ones, or heard in the comments. I remember like there's a 50th anniversary. I think it's 50, like 50th Big Finish one, and it does 3 stories. It's got an Omega, and it's got a Master story, and I can't remember the third like villain is. I think no, it's Davros. Thanks, Davros. And I really, really, really like those. Because I think is it Mackay or is it Colin that has to do the Davros story where they have to like work on the same thing together. They have to like kind of like be in the science area, working on something together. That stuck out for me as one that I really liked. Colin's out. Yeah, that was a really good one. Colin, underrated. But one thing Series 26 does show you is it shows you that they were picking up steam again. They were working well within the budgetary limitations that they had. You saw Deja Vu, did you? Oh, I'm sorry, dude. I apologize that you had to go see it. But yeah, it's bad, unfortunately. And the stories were good. Andrew Cartmel was the right person to be doing the show running on the series at that point. I was really not feeling, God, what's his name again? The guy that I consider to have betrayed Doctor Who. I know a lot of people can disagree. Dave, you probably disagree with me, but he was the writer at the time. Thank you, Eric Sayward. Yes, I consider him to be like people talk about like the stuff that the BBC did and all that stuff too to help get Doctor Who canceled. Yeah, all of that seriously horrible stuff. We know it was really also horrible when Eric Sayward, who was the head writer at the time, Doctor Who, decided to quit and not do it classily, but do it in a huff and go on and do an interview where he pretty much trashed everybody, including the doctor at the time, Colin Baker, which caused surprise from Colin Baker because Eric Seward had never said anything to Colin Baker or anyone else like that. And in retrospect, you see some of the Colin Baker stories that are a bit weaker, and you remember that Eric Seward was the story runner at the time, and it kind of, kind of makes you think back and say, did Colin Baker really have a fair shot, or was he being sabotaged not just by the BBC, but internally from the showrunner himself? And I've often wondered about that. Yeah, he's totally wrong with that. Colin Baker was a theater actor. He had done stuff before. He was on Brothers. He did a lot of stuff like since then. I think Colin Baker is kind of proven wrong. Extremely talented and well versed at thinking future-wise. If Colin Baker had been on more of the creative decisions of what they want to do with Doctor Who, well, we wouldn't have seen that colorful outfit. We would have seen a much more darker outfit, actually kind of more similar to what you would see when they revamped the series with Chris Eccleston. He was looking for something more along that lines. No, I think it always rubs me wrong when I'm listening to an Eric Seward interview. And I like the way that he talks about like some of the other, the writers and stuff, but especially Robert Holmes. But I get the same feeling from him when I'm listening to him talk about like the last series that he was on Doctor Who as I get when I'm listening to the BBC. In that they always say, well, yes, we took it off the air, but it came back on years later, like they had anything to do with that. BBC, I'm sorry, but no, like Russell T Davies had enough stroke by that time that it superseded, and the people that had taken Doctor off the air were gone. I understand that, and understand that he was having some issues with JNT as well, John Nathan Turner, because the guy was actual showrunner. But you don't do it that way, and you're right. It was a classless act to do. It's a shame because Eric Seward was a talented and probably still is. Which I don't know his other stuff. He was a very talented writer on Doctor Who. A lot of things can win. I think at some point, instead of doubling down like he looked to do, he should have apologized. And as far as I know, I don't think he ever really has. But that being said, I'm not behind the scenes. I don't know. Maybe I'd go there and see Eric Seward and Colin Baker hugging each other. But I don't know. I don't see that. But maybe. So we lost a couple of people. They haven't spoken since. I can understand that. Like Colin had to be hurt. It's all on Eric at this point. It's all on Eric Seward. So Eric Seward, I know you're not going to see this, and if you did, you probably turned it off when I said that back there. But if you ever see this, go back and then make sure that you apologize. There's a season when, in your opinion, everything worked. Right person, the right part. Yeah, I mean, there's a few. The early Tom Baker stuff, especially the Hinchcliffe Holmes era, is spoke about over and over again for a reason, and things like the Towns of Wang Chang, Genesis of the Daleks, especially like Series 13, Series 14, that era I think were really, really good. And we're talking about classic Doctor Who. Everything just seemed to click, And although you look at it back at it now, and some of the effects would be kind of cheesier and stuff like that, like they had some great actors, they had some great writing on the show. Then they were able to take a dollar and like stretch it a long ways and do well with it. I also think that that a lot of the Pertwee stuff is underrated as well. I'm a fan of all the Doctors. If I was going to go with the new Doctor, season 7. Which one is 7? Is Pertwee? Because I'm trying to get it over here. Sorry, I'm coughing. I hate that. It's first. Okay, perfect. It's with Spirit in Space. Terry. Is Terry the Icons in that season, or is that season after? But for the new Doctor Who, I mean, you could start right from the beginning. Eccleston has a pretty great start as the Doctor, and it's a strong season with some of the best episodes. One of the best episodes is called Dalek, and it reintroduces Daleks to the Doctor Who universe after they were supposed to have been obliterated during the Big Finish audio, the Time Wars type of thing. But it was actually taken from a Big Finish audio and redone. I love Inferno. Inferno's one of my favorites. So strongly recommend that. Like, hey William, welcome. If you could go on from from that, there's some strong stuff. Jubilee, thanks, Dave. You really do know your Doctor Who. You're like, if I ever do a Doctor Who podcasty type of thing, I'm episode. I'm getting your info. I'm getting you in there. But it was it. I see the documentary where they made every original series Doctor Who theme music studio recording. It sounds familiar. I don't know if I saw some on some of the series. I don't know if I've seen like all the musical recordings. So like, do you know which one that was on? But I'm the Tenet is pretty much. He did a good Dalek impression. Nice. Tenet is, I guess, the Doctor for this generation. He would have made a good Dalek. Yeah. Yeah, Tennant is the Tom Baker of this era of Doctor Who. He's the guy that people, like, see. If you find out, let me know. Is it people that people think about now? Like back in the, like even today, like you say Doctor Who, a lot of people are going to think Tom Baker, but there's still going to be a lot of people that are going to think David Tennant and the glasses and shoes and the long coat. Tennant became just as and if nothing else, looking sadly into the into the distance. Nobody had that kind of that pathos, sad look, kind of like that look of longing that David Tennant. Just trust me, David Tennant would have. Although he is like one of the greats, his first couple of stories actually fairly weak. Especially the first one. You go back and watch it again. His original Christmas special is okay, not great. His first episode, I think, is the New Earth one, and aside from like surprise, at kind of at the end. I'll check that out. There. There's a guy, and I can't remember his name right now. I do apologize, but he's done a documentary for every single one of the Doctors, and I have to say, like, this guy just kills it on these documentaries. And I can't remember his channel, and they're like fairly long documentaries, like 40 minutes to an hour, sometimes a little bit over, and they're well edited and produced. And honestly, the BBC should see them and pay him and put them on future releases because they belong there. They're just as he's done stuff like looking at the show that's just as good as a lot of the stuff that I see on the BBC releases. So when I remember his name, I'll probably put it in another video because I remember finding him online, and he was just, let me see if I can find him on there. I'm going to just go really quickly to, okay, see if I can find him. if this is gonna, I hate typing this thing down here because when you're doing it, I've only seen the first episode of Picard yet. Clever Dick Films, like not joking. That's not a joke. His name is Clever Dick Films, and he did like the Tom Baker era. He did the Wilderness Years and the Paul McGann era. He did them all. And if you've never like seen any of the Clever Dick stuff, and you're kind of wondering, like, you want to like catch up on Doctor Who, and he'll mention some of his favorite stories in that as well. Yeah, definitely check him out. That's an unsolicited like throw out because Clever Dick Films does not know who I am or that I've ever seen one of his things. But yeah, I would recommend it. Okay. Aside from that, we lost a couple people this week, and we had one sad news about somebody as well. Kirk Douglas, at the age of 103, with a long, good life, was an icon, passed away. And sadly, so did Diane Thorne, who was Ilsa. She with the SS, but she was in so much more and did so many different things that I loved. She was in even like in a Scream Factory, a movie that I had that it was a women's in prison movie, and she's almost unrecognizable in actually. But she is very recognizable in the Pete Carpenter double feature that Vinegar Syndrome put out, which I do recommend. And unfortunately, Shannon Doherty from Beverly Hills 90210 and Charmed, and shows like that, and was recently on an episode of Riverdale, has let people know that unfortunately her cancer has come back, and at stage 4. And if you know anything that's, but cancer, if you've had anybody in your family, stage 4 is not good news for anybody to, and should. It's not usually something, unfortunately, that a lot of people come back from, especially having it come back a second time. So hopefully she fights past that, and Shannon Doherty goes on and does well. She's only young. And I definitely don't want to see anything happen to her. It crushed me. Look, Perry passed. I'm a big Riverdale fan. But yeah, that really surprised me. I guess that was the biggest shocker. Diane Thorne like hurt my heart a bit. I had a big crush on Diane Thorne when I was young. I've always hoped that like Vinegar Syndrome would put out the Ilsa films, like put them out in a nice Blu-ray set, special edition, special features, and I'd always wanted to like have her talking it. Unfortunately, they're gonna have to go with whoever does the Ilsa films. And excuse me, I'm right back. Or going to have to, for her part, we're going to have to rely on like previous done featurettes, and that's a shame. But either way, those Ilsa films deserve to have a Blu-ray special edition done of each film. We've got the Emmanuel ones out from Kino Lorber, the Angel films are from Vinegar Syndrome. There is absolutely no reason, unless there's some kind of logistical reason I don't know about, that they should not. They should not be around. Michael Jordan. I didn't hear. I'm glad I did because it's fake. Kind of made the Doctor dangerous. Ghost of Mars was super dangerous. Yeah, Dave. Unfortunately, Diane Thorne passed. I think it was today. Yeah, the XC did. I want a new cool release, and I hate to think of like okay, let's take advantage of the passing of Diane Thorne, but let's get it out there. I mean, she deserves it. The films deserve it. They're cheesy films, and they're not for everybody. Like if you don't like them, that's okay. Actually, I was talking about them to a friend at work today, actually. And I'd mentioned Diane Thorne, and he was a younger guy and didn't know who Diane Thorne was. So I'd explain who else is she with the SS and the plots of the film, and actually showed him a picture of Diane Thorne. And then he said, "Oh yeah, I can see why you got a crush on Diane Thorne." much in the way of like, did they ever like somebody can, and maybe they did, but I don't know. Did she work with Sybil Danning ever? I'm trying to think if there was a time when Sybil Danning and Diane Thorne would have crossed paths like cinematically in a film, because that seems like a natural pairing. She was. She was a hottie. Definitely true. Did they ever do a film together? Because if they didn't, that seems like one of the most wasted opportunities. Look, not having Dan Thorne and Sybil Danning in a film together, because that, dudes, that would be awesome. Unfortunately, that's no longer a possibility. But we still don't know yet what March is going to bring us from Vinegar Syndrome. Not since I last looked, so it's still very up in the air. And trying to figure out like where that's going. March is my birthday month, and I'm trying to figure exactly what I want to do for my birthday month. I don't have the Chosen yet. That's a good one, right? Reagan, that I do have to pick up from Scream Factory. My favorite Kirk Douglas film. It's probably my Criterion one that I got there is well one of my favorites anyway. Where is it? Can I pick it up, or can I? No, I don't think I'm going to stand up to do it. But he plays a newspaper reporter. Don't tell me. Don't let me forget. I think it's Ace in the Hole, right? Thank you. Yeah, one of my favorites from Kirk Douglas anyway. Oh yeah, she did a lot of other exploitation films. Everybody knows Ace in the Hole. I love this fact that everybody knows the film. If you like Vinegar Syndrome, get the Pete Carpenter double feature. You know, Vinegar Syndrome's got the Halfway to Black Friday sale coming up in March, and I think it's March. And I still think there's some of those limited edition Pete Carpenters out there, and get some Diane Thorne. She's actually has a pretty significant role in one of those films. So check it out. Oh my God, I almost went to Dave Coulier territory there. May for the Halfway to Black Friday. I'm trying to remember now. Actually, what's your favorite Kirk Douglas? Vincent Van Gogh. I've heard everything from Spartacus, Vincent Van Gogh. I'm glad people remember that somebody aside from me, watched Ace in the Hole, and that makes me super happy. He did an amazing job as Vincent Van Gogh. He was a great actor. I hope we don't lose Shannon Doherty, but that I know some of you guys probably aren't big fans. I was a big fan. I still am. So I kind of want to see more done. Hopefully she gets to do more. Vikings is one of my dad's favorite movies of all time. Actually, Cool Blue. Past the Glory, the Fury. The Fury is fantastic. I got the Fury over there actually. But ugh, what? I'm not a Rush Limbaugh fan, and since he doesn't do anything like in films, we'll leave out of it. Nobody deserves to have to go through anything like that, though. No, I think BH 90210 was canceled after one season, and honestly, I'm not going to lie and say that I was a huge fan of it because I didn't like it. It was kind of like it was a very meta show, and maybe it was good, but it wasn't what I wanted. What I wanted from that, I wanted to see Beverly Hills 90210. I wanted to see those characters updated, and instead I got this kind of like different kind of trying to be clever kind of meta show, and maybe it was a bit clever, but for me it wasn't what I wanted at the time, and I think that showed to a lot of the audience as well who came into this expecting Beverly Hills 90210, and didn't get that. Olivia de Havilland's still around. You know, I didn't know that. But damn, yeah. But no, yeah, they canceled BH 90210 after its first season. So if there's any dangling plot lines, I don't think we're going to see anything in the near future. Did she really sue them? She sued Ryan Murphy? Because he's the one behind Feud. That's why Jessica Lange went off of American Horror Story, and she went right into Feud. I love Feud. Is that why there's been no season 2 of Feud? Joan Collins will see. Joan Collins will always be gorgeous to me. I like a lot of boys of my age were in that time, and because younger too. 'Cause she was an actress back in the day before I was around. We all fell in love with Joan Collins from whether it was from Dynasty, or if you're an '80s teen, from the movie Homework, which is a horrible movie, but Joan Collins is incredible in it. And if you were a teenage boy when Homework came out, it was a fantasy for every boy to be in the place of the teenage boy from the movie Homework. Has anybody here? I just have to ask. Has anybody here aside from me seen the movie Homework? Tales from the Crypt. She was amazing. Tales from the Crypt. A Gauntlet movie. What with all the fantasy ones that are coming out, Alan? A Gauntlet movie based on the arcade game could happen. I have. I Don't Want to Be Born. Actually, that's a strange movie. Uh, it's a. I got it here somewhere. I think I got a Scorpion releasing edition of I Don't Want to Be Born, because it was just the cover, of it looked just so nuts. I had to pick it up. I don't own the bitch or the stud yet, because unfortunately they don't send those to Canada. They're in the U.S. Tales of Witness Madness, I love. I got to get that one too. Revenge. I don't have Revenge either. Ursula Andress. Virtual Assassin on Prime. Dudikoff. I like anything Dudikoff. I'm a huge Michael Dudikoff fan, actually. I think he did a better job as a character than Chuck Norris did when he played him in. Oh God, which one did he did? Avenging. Guys, come on, you guys, you know it. With Chuck Norris, the movie was Invasion USA, and Michael Dudikoff played the character in. What did he play it in? Played a younger version of the character. Same name. It was meant to be like a series of films. Actually, if anything could be remade into a series, especially in today's climate, that Michael Dudikoff film would have been incredible. Let me find it for you. You guys are probably saying it right now. Avenging Force. There it is. So this is the sequel, prequel, whatever to Invasion USA. One that I strongly recommend you check out. Oh no, dude! If you haven't seen it, yeah, because it's the same character from he's playing the exact same character. And if you think it's pretty brutal in Invasion USA, Avenging Force, way more brutal. Really, Rad? Do you think so? That's an unusual choice. What would the horror one be then? Because you know they got to go with one horror. I just heard about that. Actually today, the John Ford indicator set was announced. So anybody like that hasn't seen any of my videos on my indicator stuff, I'm going to be doing a video probably either tomorrow night or Saturday night. That one of the things I'm going to show is I'm going to probably do my Scream Factory collection. I'm doing collection videos right now, and I'm going to my indicator collection as well. Brad is getting similar rollouts. They picked the most unusual movies to give these rollouts to. I'll tell you that much right now. But whoever hasn't bought Angel yet, you have no excuse by the time the next sale comes. Get yourself that Angel box set. Yeah. So get yourself a region-free player if you don't have one. And I strongly recommend you do, because Indicators box sets are utterly glorious. Insert Robert Reed music here. Finally gonna watch Angel. Let me know what you think of it, Oz, next time we're on here. Because I think you'll like it. If you got the set, you're gonna notice that I think one's brilliant. Two is really good, but it's like very totally different from the first film. It actually so out of place from the other two films. 1 and 3 really fit together in the tone and kind of style that they go with. But 2 is very, very different. Phantasm Steelbook. Is there a Steelbook coming out? I think it's in the February package. What's in the February package? Extra 3, right? That's the one I remember. Extra 3 is like the one I remember for sure. I think there was an adult one as well. But yeah, I don't remember what I remember. Extra 3. I liked Extra 3. That's one that I would look at during the sale. I'm trying to decide, like, it's February, next month's my birthday. Extra Public Affairs. Thank you. American Horror House. How can I forget that one? I want that one too. I wanted to ask my better half what to get me for my birthday, so I'm trying to I usually theme it, right? So I'm trying to pick a theme. I'd originally thought, okay, I'll get the March releases for Vinegar Syndrome, but the box sets have been pushed back now. So now I might be able to wait a bit. Boar. I got it upstairs, and I still haven't watched Boar yet. Oh no, she's not actually. Well, you have to understand that one, I really don't think she was underage at the time that she did the movie. Two, don't go into like Angel expecting us, like, there's nudity and stuff from certain actors, but if you expect to see the girl that's playing Angel doing nude scenes or stuff like that, you're not going to get that. Hers, stuff happens with people around her and some of the older prostitutes. Without giving too much away, it's just more of her things happen to her where there's a killer. I don't want to say anything. The killer's really good. Trust me, the killer's one of those you'll remember, and you'll wonder why people haven't talked about this killer. People talk about like characters like Buffalo Bill and all that all the time, but they don't talk about that. And I keep hearing like back and forth, Jay, on that one, on the jail set being moved up to March. I hear that one was moved down, and now the jail that's moved to April. I hear it back and forth, and people keep going like, okay, no, it's March, no, it's April. I haven't got any kind of clear, concise answer from Vinegar Syndrome on it as well. I don't think they've really given us a solid March. I don't think that they know yet for sure themselves, and that's why we don't have like a solid thing on March as of yet. We should get it soon though. I mean, it is coming close into we're later in February. Well, past this is February 6th, so. Dolly Dearest has caused them problems, and one of the movies I think I wanted to set's caused them some issues as well. But Dolly Dearest has been the biggest problem, and it hasn't been Vinegar Syndrome's fault. On Dolly Dearest, it's the people that they're working with that have been extremely hard to, unfortunately, to work with. Vinegar Syndrome themselves are doing their best jobs at trying to bring the movie out. Trust me, no company wants to take a movie that is aligned. Oh, no surprise. That's going to make them some good money, and that's really, really thought about, like the fans are excited about, and wants to hold off on it. If there's, if they have to at all, that's a money movie for them. I don't think they realized how much of a money movie Dolly Dearest might be, but hopefully now with with it being pushed back and stuff like that, they're noticing the want and the appeal for the film. I think it's going to be a fun one. I would like to see a new Pinocchio's Revenge down the road as well. That's one. It's a little known one, but it's one that I personally liked back in the day. It's another kind of killer doll movie, goes in a different way. But if you've never seen it, it's definitely worth a watch. And although they're not the best movies, there's these two films, and I know I'm going to forget the names because I'm just horrible with names today. and it and it has this like kind of this wooden dude. There's like two of them, and I heard Daz that Scream did a good job when it came to the to like upgrading like the look of the like there is a significant difference in the look of the My Bloody Valentine one. I'm hoping to get My Bloody Valentine in the near future. If I do get it, if I'm lucky enough to get it sometime in the near future when it comes out, then I will try and shoot some footage in Sydney Mines, which is where they made My Bloody Valentine. As anybody that watches my channel knows, that's right next door to me. I literally live in North Sydney, which is around like 5 minutes drive away from Sydney Mines, and that is Valentine's Bluff for anybody that hasn't seen or doesn't know the background of My Bloody Valentine. That so I want to get some footage there, so that may have to be. I apologize for it, but no. This is gonna be kind of cool. That may have to be one of my first pre-tape videos that I do. So, and I don't do a lot of. I do pretty much everything live, but for that, like, definitely I'm gonna have to pre-tape it because I'm gonna have to film some footage all around there. And then Scream Factory, who, by the way, I tweeted to and offered to film footage here, like in Sydney Mines, and never got back to me, first nor last. Missed out on that because there's no, like Horror's Hallowed Grounds for Sydney for My Bloody Valentine. Just for those who are wondering. But they could have had footage of Sydney Mines. I could have filmed it for them. I would have sent it to them, and they could have had it free of charge. But nope, they did not take me up on it. And now it's coming out. Oh, Tales from the Dark Side. I would say that's definitely gonna be one. I've heard like rumors of that. That's a buy for me right away. I'm a huge Tales from the Dark Side fan. Of course, I got the TV series, so of course I'm gonna buy the movie. It's the unofficial, Tales from the Crypt 3, or yeah, it's definitely the unofficial Tales from the Crypt 3. Not Tales from the Crypt, Creep Show 3. My God, my head. Anyway, Charlie's Farm. Oh, that's in Samir. I don't know. Seems 3D album. Oh, the 3D one. No, dude, that's the remake of My Bloody Valentine. I'm talking about the original My Bloody Valentine done here in Sydney Mines. I forgive them too. They don't know who I am. Why should they trust me? Just because it would have been like free stuff for their Blu-ray. Hashtag justice for me. Anyway, so with that being said, it's going to be a shorter video tonight because I had not planned to make a video tonight. That's it. Yeah, shame you. Oh my God, I can't believe that video did so well. I guess controversy creates chaos. I guess Eric Bischoff is right? Anyway, so at around an hour long, this one's going to be like a shorter video tonight because obviously I work tomorrow, and I have to watch a bit of this. So, I am Aaron. This is my movie library. You are the cult of cinema, and you guys rock, and I will see you soon. But right now, the doctor's right. Somewhere, the tea is getting cold. Night.